Today, we're cutting up a bunch of chert. I love the different colors and patterns that you find, and lucky for me, it's abundant around here. All of this chert today comes from my backyard right here in Rockingham County. Up next, on the exterior we can see it's mostly a common waxy black, but down here there's some red peeking through, so let's see what we get. Cutting right along this line will make two parts that are easier to tumble. And it will also give me a cabochon-sized face in case I want to cut a slab out of it to use. All right, let's open her up. Check out that cross-hatching pattern. It doesn't look like those are fractures, so hopefully they'll really pop when I polish this. All right, next. So this one has a pretty steep step on it that would take forever to tumble out. So that's where I'm going to cut. It'll be interesting to see what colors are inside. I can see some reddish hues here on the outside, but I don't know how deep that runs. So why am I cutting all of this today? I've decided to run a batch of exclusively chert in my big 12-pound tumbler. I'm excited and nervous about it. I'm going to do my best to document as much of it as I can. Chert can be a little bit finicky, so it's a long process getting everything nice and smooth. I think being able to look back on the progress for each rock over the course of weeks and even months will be a great resource, both for me and hopefully anyone else who's interested in this hobby. I basically just shaved that little step off to reveal this nice fleshy shade with some interesting patterns on the inside. Although there is a pretty deep pit down here, so we'll have to keep an eye on that as we tumble this. Next up, we've got what looks like one of my favorite patterns that you sometimes find in chert. So locally it often forms as nodules in limestone, and sometimes that creates a really cool zebra pattern. All right, moment of truth. There are some thin zebra lines up here that are really nice. I'm definitely going to tumble this one, although these fracture lines throughout are making me a bit nervous. Now, from the outside of this rock, you can already see that there's plenty of color. So let's see just how deep that color runs. I'm going to have to be much more organized than normal with video files to try and keep track of all of this chert. Normally I'm not the most organized, but with the number of short videos recorded every week for this tumbling project, staying on top of organization is definitely going to be important. And very earthy, I think. These sorts of earthy colors tend to give a much different look when they're polished than you'd see with that kind of dark gray or the red that we've seen already today. There are some tiny little pits. Hopefully those don't run all the way through and I can kind of work around them. All right, now this is one ugly rock, which is why I want to cut it. You never know what's inside, right? These colors are awesome. Unfortunately, it's not the most quality rock. There are some deep pockets. They're not even pits, they're pockets really. And there are fractures that run throughout it. But we'll see what we can do with it. Now this huge chunk here is pretty dirty. It's cutting pretty fast. There's not much resistance, which makes me think that this is going to be kind of a crumbly one. So I love the cloudy mix of blue, gray, and black over here with these lines of red. I just wish this rock weren't quite so crumbly. I doubt it will tumble very well. Although there may deep inside be more substance to it. It may be that we just have to kind of work through this exterior. All right, so here we have another one with that kind of waxy exterior. So this one turned out a little bit boring. No fun colors or patterns really, but it should tumble really well. This one I'm not even 100% confident is Chert. No amount of cleaning could get it to look less muddy, but we'll find out in just a second. So, turns out the inside of this one was nice enough that I went ahead and cut a couple of slabs out of it. The colors are a bit muted, but I think it's going to turn out nice. There are no signs of pitting anywhere either, which means it should be pretty easy to polish into a cabochon. Most of these, along with some more pieces of Chert, are heading into my tumbler. By the time I release this video, they'll actually be just about done with their first week in the tumbler. I'm going to live stream when I dump the barrel out. If that hasn't happened yet, be sure to join me. And if it has, definitely give the recording a look if you're interested in watching them progress. It'll be really interesting to see just how much has happened after 1 week and just how much is left to go.